Woo! Take six. What's really good at LeSBP Trading? Familia, buenos dias, bonjour, bon dia, salvona, guten abend, como va, masakia, aptab. Thank you all for tuning in. So, today we're going to be talking about the trade from the day. Today is Tuesday, the 27th. Basically, these are practice trades. I'm taking paper trades right now. I do have a take profit trader challenge account that I'm going to start probably in the next week or two. I might wait till I get back from Virginia, but I want to go ahead and get the tweaks out. I made some tweaks to the strategy, and I want to make sure they're good and that I don't feel like, oh, I'm gonna miss trade or take a trade I'm not supposed to. That's not according to my strategy, stuff like that or whatever. So, just taking a couple of paper trades, it just to me, paper trading is not great because yeah, it does give you like a false sense of hope, but at the same time it does allow you to know like, all right, is this going to work? Is it not? What kind of win rate can I have? Stuff like that or whatever. So I think it's still good to practice. Um, so yeah, let's start off with today. I'm just going to jump right into it because I've tried to do this take like 18 times, and I want to just go ahead and get it knocked out. So first things first. Today is the 27th, which is Tuesday. Yesterday was the 26th. That was a holiday. So no news yesterday and no news today. Tomorrow we have FOMC meeting minutes. The reason why I even bring that up is because sometimes the market tends to kind of go, it's either really wishy-washy the day before and slightly the day of, or it just flings off the handle the day before and then the day of it's kind of wishy-washy up into those meeting minutes. So today was actually a pretty decent day. We'll get to that in a second, but first things first, I want to show you the trade of 8. There are no trades on my Take Profit Trader challenge. As you can see, this is this month, and it recently just restarted. It's really interesting that it happened because I thought you had to pay for a reset, but we have taken it once already. That was last month in April up until the 8th of May, and then it just reset its own when my subscription payment came out like last week or a couple days ago actually. No, it was like on 25th or something like that. So I'm pretty glad about it. Didn't know I didn't have to pay for it the first time. Maybe that was like a grace thing where they let you do the first one for free, your first retry for free or something like that. I don't know, but I'll take it. So either way, take profit trader, as you can see, no trades, $0, haven't broken any rules, and no profit or anything made. It's just stuck at that 50,000. Our profit target is 53,000. The minimum account balance we can have is 48,000, so we can lose 2,000 right now. That does move with the account as you gain equity. Didn't know that the first time, but now that I know it, at least I know what to expect. And then, like I said, no trades in the journal or anything like that or whatever. So we are good to go. So if you know anything about my trading style, trading strategy, most of the stuff stayed the same. I am using the high and the low of the day, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. But I am using the high and low of the day to kind of help me out as like an area of interest in a sense of the previous day. So we're just gonna start from Monday, and then I'll lead into what I used after Monday's end for my high and low for this Tuesday trades. So Monday, once again, it was a holiday. We didn't have any trades on that day. I don't like to trade on holidays. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I've seen the market move hella like a lot, but I just don't tend to trade on holidays. So I left it alone. It was Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. But yeah, so we didn't trade anything, but I did use the high and the low of that day. Now for me, the high and the low is anything after midnight up onto whatever the high or low of New York session is. So as you can see, the high for the day for me was at 4 a.m. and that was during the London session, and then the low was also at 2 a.m. For me on the very going into Tuesday, excuse me. So as you can see, I marked my low right here and my high right here. It was a very small range for that day because it's a holiday and sometimes the market just don't move during the holiday. And then I used that going into Tuesday. So as you can see here, going into Tuesday, we kind of broke out that range early in the morning during our London session. And then we kind of came back in that range going into like the cross into New York Open and stuff like that. And we're on the 5-minute time frame, by the way. And as you can see, it came down, and then boom, bounced right off of that low of Monday and ended up pushing up quite heavily. Now, I waited for it to come out of the range of that high and that low. It wasn't intentional. That's just because my strategy told me to do that. Like I said, I don't use that for entry or exit. It's just something that is that happened. But I saw a nice, kind of support resistance area here. Of course, we just broke the high and then it bounced off the low. So to me, I was like, oh, well, maybe this is a great trade according to what I'm also going to, follow as a confluence. So either way, that trade took from this 5 minute to this one, took an hour and 5 minutes, and it was only 10 pips. Once again, I'm not my strategy. If you knew how I used to trade it, I would be going for like 60 pips and 70 pips and all of this stuff. And I think to me, I feel like that was the reason why I lost. One, I'm going for 60, 70 pips, trying to get like $200 to $300 and stuff like that. And it was possible, but I don't think it was sustainable. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll see that I'm wrong. But I feel like doing the way that I'm doing now is a lot better. So I usually use the 1 minute time frame for entries. So I'm just going to show you where I entered on that 1 minute time frame. So as you can see, we entered roughly after that 1019 candle, which was above this kind of support resistance area, and then above the yesterday Monday high during the holiday. Entered that trade, got a couple of scares as it came back to my entry point. And then this one scared me as well because literally it's like, I hate when that happens. Damn near just a tip, like not even a fucking 0.25 of a pip, and then comes back down more than half the way, but then fights its way back up. Now, this trade did make me a little mad because it hit the TP right here, but as you can see, this candle slightly pushed down. Even though it hit the TP, the ask and the buy didn't hit the TP. So price did, but the ask and the buy somehow did not. So it didn't take me out. I had to take myself out, and we ended up, instead of getting 300 flat, I think I got 247 or something like that. And then I pretty much had to watch it go back up and hit what would have been the $300 for that TP. So that happens. I'm not mad at the fact that we missed out on $60, whatever. I'm mad at the fact that I just didn't give myself enough time to allow it to happen itself. But the reason for that is because sometimes it'll get within a fucking butt clench of your TP and then go the opposite direction. I've had that happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people. But in this case, I had already moved my stops to break even. So in that case, I would have been fine. Like, hey, we wouldn't have lost, but we wouldn't have won anything. Whatever. It's a given day that the market was just being shitty. So, I should have just left it alone. Is what I'm trying to say. But the shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. So just need to follow my strategy, and to follow the strategy, I should have allowed it to hit TP. Is what I'm trying to say. That's why I say shoulda, coulda, woulda, because if anything, I should have let it hit TP. But either way, as you can see, market went up quite beautifully, and ended up finishing out up here. Now I'm going to mark the high over here because we're still within that 1700 time frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I'm going to leave the low down here. That's where the low is. Technically it's down here, but to me, I feel like this is a really significant low, so that's good enough. And I'm hoping that the market don't want to come all the way back down there anyways. And this will be like the range that I'll be looking at tomorrow. So possibly about what was that, 70 pips, 80 pip range? Yeah, 70, about 73 pip range. If we move it down, it's probably not going to be too much further. 12 o'clock is right. Actually, this is a 12 o'clock candle right here. Yeah, I'll leave it where it's at because this seems like a significant enough low, especially because that happened in the New York session. So I'll leave it right there. But yeah, so we got a little 73, 74 pip range right here. We'll see what we can get tomorrow if it wants to push through that range and go higher, or if it wants to kind of play in between it or whatnot. But a very decent trade, $247. I marked it as 300 because it did hit TP. And I need to remember to allow it to hit TP or move it to break even because I need these numbers as true as possible. So if it came back to break even, that should have been a 0 day. If I allowed it to hit TP, that should have been a $300 day regardless. That's what I want myself to get used to doing. Other than that, I really don't have much for you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me know if y'all got any questions or good advice or anything like that or whatever. I'm more than willing to listen because I'm not a pro trader. I'm not a professional. I'm not even profitable yet. So, I would love to hear your advice if you got it. Thanks. Keep it constructive though. Thanks. Y'all have a good day. I will see y'all probably on Thursday because I highly doubt that I want to trade Wednesday with FOMC meeting minutes. It's just not a great day for my trading strategy, my trading style. If I was using sports distance, maybe, but it's not great. So either way, thanks. Have a good day. Peace.